the all-important shot setup and letting yourself loose with potting the balls with the rest then. What's so important about the setup? The first thing that tends to trip players up is that the rest from table to table, from club to club, tend to be different lengths, especially if they've had a few years behind them, and like Trigger's broom, they've had their shaft changed and the head changed a few times. It tends to get much shorter. Players can habitually hold the rest at the end, which isn't always the appropriate place to hold it. What is important is that the distance from rest head to cue ball is consistent, and that our distance at cue ball address position to the chin is also consistent. About 10 inches or so like this allows a full backswing. The problem a lot of players have is, and some professionals included, they're just far too close here. So they have no backswing and they snatch the ball, or the rest goes under the chin and then there's no control with the cueing arm. So remember the starfish, you need about that distance from end of the cue to the chin. That allows the full backswing, and you can practice bringing the backswing back to touching the chin. That's a good discipline actually. Come back, touch the chin. And then we can just practice as if we're using the rest. Okay, that's just come offline slightly. And that's still not quite online. Let's go the other way. It's a good aiming test as well with the rest, because you can set these shots up and train yourself to learn the correct potting angle as well. Then we get the cue going 3 or 4 times. We're not worried about the line of aim because we know the unit is fixed on the line of aim. We're not worried about the rest head moving because this is fixed, this fulcrum is fixed. What this does then is to remove the 2 biggest concerns, which is the ideal setup position at the table, because sometimes the player's rest head is way too close to the white and they have a big distance here, or they're close here and too far away from the white ball, and they're in a different position every time they approach the table. It's no wonder there's no consistency with the rest. But what this does very nicely is remove our concern about setup, because we can set up first correctly, only then start cueing. Removes our concern about the line of aim and about the rest head staying still or not. And you can even go a little bit lower on the ball as well if you want to practice the screw shot. What I found then is this, it dramatically accelerates the rate of improvement of players with the rest, because we're reducing variables and the subsequent barriers to learning that most players experience. Hi, this is Nick Barrow and welcome to the world exclusive premiere of my cue action trainer. If I deliver the cue straight, and the idea is with the cue actions just to make sure the cue's moving straight. Then when you feel it's moving straight, then pull the trigger.